What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, I want to get into a story that's been in headlines lately. A lot of you guys might not have heard about. This story is out of Douglas County, Georgia. Shout out Douglas County. And it's involving this woman right here. Her name is Kenya Mitchell. Shout out to Kenya Mitchell. And this woman has been making a fuss with the Douglas County Sheriff's Office because last week her son, pictured here, Malachi Mitchell, age 21, was killed when he went to go sell a gun to somebody and wind up dead, being killed by the person he was selling the gun to. Now, what makes this even stranger is the person that shot him, which they knew of each other, was caught with his body in the car and released. Yeah, released. This is something. And for me to give you the full gist of this story, I'm going to show you a series of videos in order that they came out from beginning to end. And this is one of those videos I really want you guys to give your assessment in the comment section. You know, we have a grieving mother that, you know, wants justice for her son. And then we have some of the stuff of the case that they brought out of why no arrest has been made. And I'm going to hear what you guys think about that. So without further ado, let's jump into this and take a look.
Grieving mother in Douglasville wants justice after she says authorities released the man who admitted to shooting her son with no explanation. These are photos of 21-year-old Malachi Mitchell. According to the Douglas County Sheriff's Office, deputies found him dead in the passenger seat of a car during a traffic stop. The driver was taken in for questioning and then let go. 11 Alive's Angelina Salcido is live from the Douglas County Sheriff's Office, where the family spoke this afternoon. Angelina, Malachi's mother believes the driver should be in bars here tonight.
And Jennifer, Kenya Mitchell says that deputies told her that the driver they pulled over shot Malachi. It has been almost a week, and still this family has no answers. Without time to grieve,
we don't have any answers.
Malachi Mitchell's family is busy fighting,
making sure that Malachi has justice.
Kenya Mitchell steadfast in her pursuit for answers, worried the system is protecting the suspect instead of her 21-year-old son.
This perpetrator who shot my son, who admitted to shooting my son, is at home with his family.
Late January 29th, Mitchell says Malachi left home around 11:30. The family didn't know he was leaving, but later learned Malachi agreed to meet the driver and sell him a gun.
We had the location of Malachi's iPhone.
Early the next morning, she pinged her son's phone, and that address that she found brought her to this location close to I-20 off of Thornton Road. When she got here, she says she found 3 deputies but didn't see her son. That's when she went straight to the Douglas County Sheriff's Office.
And the first question they continue to ask me, how did you know to come to the location?
Deputies later identified Malachi as the person they found dead in the back of the vehicle they pulled over. Detectives questioned the driver and let him go.
There's nowhere on God's green earth that anyone can be reckless driving, running through red lights, and have a deceased body in the car and walk away.
Outrage, Mitchell's emotional plea to the driver's family is,
do the right thing. Have some integrity about yourself.
Now, she is asking the driver to turn themselves in. The GBI is handling Malachi's autopsy. I'm told that is still pending. When it comes to the sheriff's office, they continue doing their investigation. Once that is done, they are going to send their findings over to the Douglas County State Attorney for review and possible prosecution. We're live tonight in Douglasville. Angelina Salcido, 11 Alive News.
A Douglas County mom is grieving the loss of her child almost a week ago. Law enforcement say they found his body in the car when they pulled over a driver for a traffic violation.
And investigators have not filed any charges yet. Fox 5's Kevin Stewart is live in Douglasville at the County Sheriff's Office with more. Kevin?
Investigators say they're still working on this case. This entire experience for the mother has been extremely painful.
Kenya Mitchell is still so hurt, agonizing over the loss of her 21-year-old son, Malachi.
He was a strong, level-headed, kind, caring man.
Her emotion compounded with seething confusion about the investigation.
Not once have we had any compassion, any closure, any answers, not even my son's body.
All this began last Wednesday. The Douglas County Sheriff's Office confirms deputies conducted a traffic stop near Thornton Road and I-20 and discovered the driver and a deceased Mitchell inside. After questioning the driver, detectives let the person go.
So what happened? Where's the man that shot my son? Nobody has any answers. We're still investigating it.
Mitchell believes her son was legally conducting a private sale of a gun to the driver. Tuesday afternoon, she and supporters gathered outside the Douglas County Sheriff's Office to demand answers. Investigators will only say the case is still under investigation, and their findings will be passed on to the district attorney for review. The department reported threats against the driver's family have led to heightened patrols by the Sheriff's Office. Still, Mitchell wonders, how can a person be caught with a body in a car on a traffic stop and be cleared to go home so soon, and there's still no resolution?
And for them to be protecting his family and him is beyond my understanding. You're creating a narrative.
Now, the body has not been released to the family because the GBI says that the autopsy has not been completed. I'm told that should happen soon. The mom insists she didn't know that until today when the media told her. Reporting live in Douglasville, Kevin Stewart, Fox 5 News.
Speculation surrounding the death of a man in Douglas County has now taken a new turn.
Yeah, the family of Malachi Mitchell has wondered why police allowed the person deputies caught with his body to walk away. Now the sheriff's office is proving and providing new details about the case. That's where Fox 5's Kevin Stewart is in Douglasville with the latest.
Yeah, unique move by the Douglas County Sheriff's Office today. Typically, this is an agency that does not do interviews on ongoing cases, typically citing protecting the integrity of the investigation. It didn't do an interview today, but it did provide us with a video, and it does provide more details.
There's been a lot of concern and speculation about how we're dealing with this case.
The Douglas County Sheriff's Office has now reacted to the scrutiny of its investigation into the shooting death of 21-year-old Malachi Mitchell. It comes in the form of a pre-recorded video news release after a tearful plea from his mother earlier this week.
Not once have we had any compassion, any closure, any answers.
Deputies found Mitchell dead inside a person's car after a traffic stop. The sheriff's office confirms Mitchell was in the midst of a private gun sale to the driver, and deputies released the driver the same day.
A physical struggle broke out inside the vehicle over the control of the purchased firearm. During the altercation, the purchaser, who was also the driver of the vehicle, produced a second firearm and fatally shot Malachi Mitchell. Believing he was being set up and possibly followed, the driver fled the scene.
The new revelations here are the presence of the second gun reportedly carried by the driver. Plus, investigators have now shared some of what the driver told them before he was let go. He feared he was being set up.
Investigators have confirmed that he was in contact with an individual at the time. Based on the witness's statement, the driver was clearly in a state of panic.
The sheriff's office again maintains the driver and his family have received threats from a local gang, something the family said it knows nothing about.
You're creating a narrative.
Every aspect of this case is being thoroughly examined. Our investigators are following the evidence wherever it leads, and we will not rush to judgment or make an arrest based on media coverage, public pressure, or outside influence.
Mitchell's family will be speaking to reporters later on this evening. We will have that part of the story coming up later, but for now, we're live in Douglasville. Kevin Stewart, Fox 5 News.
Good morning. I'm Lieutenant Colonel Tavarius Pounds from the Douglas County Sheriff's Office. I would like to share some information on the case that happened last week in Douglas County that has garnered media coverage. There's been a lot of concern and speculation about how we're dealing with this case. I'm here to give you an update and give you the facts of what our investigators have come up with so far. The investigation into the January 29, 2025 shooting remains active and ongoing. Based on evidence from the crime scene and witness statements, investigators have determined the following. Evidence indicates that two black males who were familiar with one another met in Douglas County for the sale and purchase of a firearm. After the seller received payment and the transaction was completed, a physical struggle broke out inside the vehicle over the control of the purchased firearm. During the altercation, the purchaser, who was also the driver of the vehicle, produced a second firearm and fatally shot Malachi Mitchell. Believing he was being set up and possibly followed, the driver fled the scene. Just minutes later, deputies stopped him for his erratic driving behavior and discovered Mitchell's body. Investigators have confirmed that he was in contact with an individual at the time, providing limited information about the incident and expressing fear that he had been set up and that he was being followed. Based on the witness's statement, the driver was clearly in a state of panic, uncertainty, and seeking rational advice from someone he was dealing with during this traumatic experience. We are continuing to withhold the driver's personal information because of what we consider to be credible threats of violence to him and his family over Mitchell's death from a local criminal street gang. Additionally, we are actively following leads related to these threats as part of our ongoing investigation. We want to assure the public that every aspect of this case is being thoroughly examined. Our investigators are following the evidence wherever it leads, and we will not rush to judgment or make an arrest based on media coverage, public pressure, or outside influence. We remain in contact with the Douglas County District Attorney's Office, and once the investigation is complete, the case will be submitted for their review.
The mother of a 21-year-old Malachi Mitchell, who was killed in a shooting during a gun sale in Douglas County, now responding to statements put out by the Douglas County Sheriff's Office about her son's death and why no arrests have been made. She's also taking legal action. Fox 5's Eric Mock joins us from the live desk. Eric, you spoke with Mitchell's mother one-on-one.
Absolutely, Eric. And she says the Douglas County Sheriff's Office narrative that they've now put out confirms what she already knew, and she doesn't understand how that precludes arresting her son's killer. Now, on Thursday, the Sheriff's Office released a video statement confirming certain details about the shooting death of 21-year-old Malachi Mitchell. Investigators confirmed Mitchell was selling someone a gun in a car on January 29th when Mitchell and the buyer struggled over the gun, and the buyer pulled out his own weapon and shot Mitchell. Deputies pulled over that buyer after he was driving erratically and discovered Mitchell dead in the front seat. They're now saying they let the driver go because the driver thought he had been set up and was being followed. Mitchell's mother, Kenya Mitchell, told me today this confirmed what they already knew, that this person shot and killed her son and has yet to face any consequences for that.
Malachi Mitchell is the victim. I'm not understanding why an arrest has not been made. However, if Douglas County is not going to do their job, me as his mother will make sure I do my job. And our family attorney will make sure she does her job.
And by that, she means their family attorney has now filed a civil lawsuit against the shooter, who police have not yet identified. Now, Kenya tells me this suit aims to get justice for her son and will hold the shooter civilly liable for her son's death. Now, we reached out to the Douglas County Sheriff's Office multiple times for interviews about this, but we still have not heard back from them about that. At the live desk, Eric Mock, Fox 5 News.
That's the story. What do you think? Who you think's wrong? You think they covering this up, or do you think the mother has a valid case? Because she's doing a civil lawsuit against the shooter, you know, to get justice for her son. But I mean, my thing is this. A couple things was missing out of this that I didn't understand until, you know, you heard the full police statement. I didn't know they knew each other. That's the first thing. Second thing is, it was a threat of gang violence. This guy, I guess he wanted another gun because he felt his life was in jeopardy. And him and Mr. Mitchell agreed for him to purchase a gun. And for some odd reason, that fell through. And one of them's dead. The truth is, nobody knows except them two people in the car. I think, honestly, you know, when I was covering the Alicia Watts case, you know, in North Carolina, a lot of people were saying, we want justice. We're not hearing nothing from the office, you know, the sheriff's office. And we're not hearing anything on the case and stuff. When they investigating, they're not telling nothing to nobody. That's just one of the things that they do. And a lot of people don't understand it, especially when you're a family of a victim of a violent crime. And she was upset visibly. She's been in press conferences because she wasn't hearing nothing, and she felt as though, hey, that's my son. You know what I'm saying? I need to know something. But that's just how it is in the justice system. They're not going to tell you nothing until they get this investigation almost wrapped up or stuff that they want out to be out. I think the biggest thing, the reason why that guy's not locked up is because of something on them phones, on them text messages. I think the text messages are key to the reason why this whole thing is the way it is. And that's just my honest opinion. Does she have a right to be upset? Yes, she does have a right to be upset. From what she described, her son was a good kid. He might just made a bad decision in trying to sell a gun to somebody, and whatever happened, happened. You know what I'm saying? I don't know the situation, but you know, somebody's hurt. Somebody feels as though they didn't get justice. Things are what they are, and it's upsetting. You know, my thing is this: was that gun legally his? Is it even illegal or legal to sell a gun from one person to another? How does that even work? I don't even know. But I do know this, man. She's upset. You seen her, she was crying, hurt, her oldest child. It's never a good thing, man. It's not. But I mean, in the comment section, man, tell me what you guys think. You know, I'm gonna sign off of here and go watch this Super Bowl game. And I like to hear from you, because like this is one of those cases that, you know, this is common. You know, victims' families feel as though the police aren't doing their job. The police are saying we are doing our job, so on and so forth. And then like a lot of people get upset, and this stuff comes out, you know, in the news, and it's just one of those things, man. So I want to hear from you guys. What do y'all think? I'd like to hear your point in the comment section. Hey, some of y'all might be friends or family to Miss Kenya Mitchell or know her, and you know more than the rest of us. So share it in the comment section. But anyway, you know, may Malachi Mitchell rest in peace, and prayers and condolences to his mom and family. You know what I'm saying? Especially his siblings. A lot of people lost something. It's never a good thing. Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Go Birds. You know what I'm saying?